Hello friends, this is Sandeep here again, and in this particular video we are going to see certain features that CSI has recently launched in the version 2019. So in the Etabs, what are the different versions are there, and as a structural engineers how those are going to help you, that we are going to see. All right, so let's get started. In this particular release notes of the CSI website, you can see that lot many things they have announced it all the way. What are the new features are there? So let's see the different features. The first feature is which they have launched it. So instead of the haunch between the column and beam steel connection, instead of the haunch, if you are providing certain end plate which they are proprietary, it is actually the side plate which they are calling it as. Many a times what happens is in the end plate, let's say for example if this is the end plate, and if you want to have the haunch here with the plate here and with the welding connections and the connections here, what happens, the ceiling height actually it gets reduced, and it creates some problems, some kind of problems to the architects many a times. So in order to get rid of this kind of feature, there is a new technique, what we call it as this particular connection, the plate, which will not only take the shear action, but it will also take the bending action, which let's say for example if there is a hogging bending moment, you will have the the compression here and the tension here. So you will see that there is a plate here, there is a plate here, and it would help you to resist the shear and the bending, both of them. Okay, so this is the new feature which they have launched it. uh, in this video we are not going to see that whether it is going to help you or not. I'm just trying to tell you that this particular feature sometimes it definitely help you when there is a ceiling height and the architecture and structure are fighting for the connection details and the end offsets and the clear height, those kind of things. All right, so the next feature which they have launched it, or they have added, is the Korean certain rebars, which I think in the Southeast Asia and in India as well as in US and Europe it may not help you, so we'll skip this. Another thing is the Korean certain spectra also they have added. So almost like more than 20 to 25 spectras actually they have added it, and it's a very good thing that worldwide people will be starting utilizing this particular software. All right, so the next one is actually NTC 2018 code. Actually the wind and seismic codes also they have added, so that is beneficial for those structural engineers who are doing the practices of those areas. Now this performance based design, and this is very unique feature that is available in the CSI family. What they have added here is actually they have the tabulated format which was added in the 2018 version only, but they have increased the speed quite quite a lot by doing certain programmatical changes and certain iterations. So if you see that the nonlinear time history analysis if you are doing for the multi-story buildings, it was taking quite a lot of time, but they are claiming in this particular software that it will be more faster and more efficient. Okay, so event to event based improved better handling, as well as the equilibrium balances, and many of the balances means actually the limit extends to zero, or limit or certain features which are relating to the converging of the finite element analysis. So those converging features would be little bit more balanced, so you will get relatively more accurate results at the little lesser amount of time. Multi-threaded solver, it was there since the beginning of the software actually, which has helped, and they have done certain speed related issues and the solutions which will effectively run the analysis quicker and faster. You can see that the certain hinges, actually PMM hinges, it has been enhanced to provide the better convergence behavior and sensitive systems. Okay, so which particular area you will be having that the three hinges, which is immediate occupancy, life safety, and collapse prevention. Actually, where exactly the failures are happening, actually you can easily point it out, and you can give better structural reforms in those particular local areas, so that the degradation or the sudden collapse of the structure can be arrested. Right. So this is another behavior actually which they have added. Yeah, this is the one of the most favorite thing and awaited thing, which I would really thank to CSI guys to add this. In the CSI, creep analysis actually is one of the very prominent feature for the long term deflection. And in that particular deflection, initially we used to assume certain values, which is for the cracked analysis. For as you know that let's say for example, if this is a slab, I'll just put one pen here. If this is a slab, for example, okay, and you will have the initial deflection, which is somewhere like this over here, which we call it as the deflection, which is the elastic deflection. You will have the cracked deflection here, and you will also see certain creep deflection, which is basically the long-term deflection like this. Okay, so this is instantaneous, this is basically the cracked, and this is the creep analysis. So this is the creep analysis. As per Indian code, there are certain features which are the creep analysis. The overrides are there, or creep coefficient factor is there. Based on certain assumptions and all, actually they have given certain formulation, but those are absolutely not required. What you can do is you can analyze the structure, you can have the reinforcement in the shorter direction, in the longer direction, you can give the reinforcement here, okay, and based on that the modification factor would be automatically calculated, and it will do the creep analysis accordingly. So this is manually, it is impossible to calculate it, all the way that they have not only incorporated the FEM method, which is the finite element method, in this, but also they have added in the finite element method they have added the rebars, and take care of those rebars in the cracked analysis to modify the factor, and how it will definitely help you for the deflection criteria and for the creep criteria. So this is a very fantastic feature they have added, and I'm sure that many people actually will be helping. It will be really helping for the structures which are having the long-term deflection and the lateral deflection issues. Here you can see that these particular parameters you can add. You can choose certain parameters, and you can add it relatively also, and you can add it for overall in general all the structure also. So it would definitely help you out to calculate these kind of things in the latest version. All right, so moving to the next version is basically the steel structure, and certain Russian norms are added. I think the structural engineers which are dealing with those kind of areas and the structures, structural design, it will definitely help you. This is one of the very important feature, which is basically for those who are aspiring to go to Dubai, Middle East and those areas. Particularly ACI 318 code is getting utilized. This is recently published code within just 1 or 2 years back, and this code has been incorporated fully. That's what they are claiming. Okay, so concrete frame design means the slab design, beam design, column design, particular frame design, it is possible, as well as AISC code 2016. This particular code, in which the composite column design is also added in this particular version release. Okay, so concrete frame design, it's a very big change. As per Indian code, we have certain issues in the composite column design, but many consultants, they use the AISC code. So the latest version, actually many refinement has happened, and this particular code has been added. In the shear wall design also ACI 318/2019 code has been added. So this is a very good and important feature which was waiting from a very long time, that CSI has been they have added it. In this, the ACI 318/2019, which is for the PT slab, which is post tensioning slabs. So let's say for example, if there is a longer span here and you are adding certain features which is post tension strands in this and in this directions throughout, and it will definitely help you for reducing the deflection by doing the hyperstatic analysis. So those kind of features are definitely possible in this, and it is going to help you by doing the ACI code as well as the Australian code. So those consultants and those practicing people, actually those who are working for the Australian clients and the projects, it would definitely help you for the slab design. Please note that this is basic. The PT has come only in the slabs. It's not there in the beam as of now. I'm putting the fingers crossed, and if somebody is from the CSI family is actually watching this video, we request you to add the feature which is for the post tensioning for the beams as well, if possible. All right, so next one is the graphics. You will see that the direct X 2D graphics is available, as well as the 3D graphics also. It is very fast, intuitive. The analysis speed is also very fantastic. You will see the certain features, the analysis results, the deflections, drifts, or maybe the bending moments of the slab, shear walls and all, very intuitive. And it is very the experience wise, it is very fantastic. All right, another thing is the database templates. Actually, you will see that if you want to export certain things actually to the outside softwares, which you need to do certain simulations and all, you can do it with the XML file format. So this is a very important and the new feature which they have added recently. Okay, it was there, but it was not to the level, but they are claiming actually here that it will be done, and it will be done automatically. Okay, so certain softwares like RCDC and many other softwares which are dependent on the XML files, so these files are automatically getting generated. You can export this from the Microsoft output access output file, okay, through which you will be able to export, or you may be export it from the Excel, through which you can do the further computations and the further analysis. Okay, so this is quite a lot of awaiting feature which they have added. External and import this import and export facilities. Now, as a structural engineer, you might be knowing that only if you're knowing one software it is not enough. You require multiple softwares and the simulations between the various softwares. Like suppose for example, how the Excel files can be exported from the Excel to the SAP. From SAP, how you can be exporting the files to the RAM concept, to the STAD Pro, or to the Etabs. You require multiple import and export database files. You can do it with various intuitive features from the IFC file, but this is one of the new feature which they have added. From the Perform 3D file, actually you would be able to now it can be imported into the Etabs. So this was one of the very awaited feature for Perform 3D. Was very less number of people were using. Now with this feature, many people can get the access of the Perform 3D, which is extremely good software for the multiple simulations, specifically designed for the performance based analysis. Okay, so this is one of the very awaited feature which they have added. Now this is the API facility, which is application programming interface. So if the very complex structures are there and you don't know basically how to get it model, let's say for example on the top of the building there is a dome or elliptical structures are there, and if you do not know how to model, let's say for example, I'll just give you the glimpse. This is a structure which is not there in the particular rectangular fashion or something. Actually the columns are also not going straight, it is going like inclined and all actually. So how do you basically model? So this particular feature, which is we call it as the API, you can create a certain equation and you can formulate that, and you have the facility to add the API functions in this. All right, this is one of the a very weighted areas of cloud licensing. Those who are using the licenses, I would request Ashraf and the entire CSI team, I would like to congratulate them for, or thank them for making this particular feature available for the us. The only thing I would like to tell them, that if they can avail this particular license as a club license, like Autodesk is also offering that, let's say the family of certain 3-4 softwares, if they are giving this facility, it would be easy for us. Because of this corona situation, the entire office, we are working from the home, and it is really difficult to transfer the files between the different disciplines and get it analyzed and check it up. So this is also awaited feature. I'm sure that they will do a lot of things, improvements in this, and it would definitely help us also, help them also in terms of the licensing, right? So these are 18 version improvements, but I would like to just show you the software. Now this is one of the model actually, which I have done the modeling in the 2019 version. Okay, few major aspects which I wanted to tell you, which has been launched quite a little long time back, but these are very, very awaited features since long time back. What is this particular feature is, let's say these are the layers of the soil. Okay, let's say for example, I would like to just show you a few things over here. So let's say this one is loose soil, this one is, let's say, a little harder soil, even further harder, or maybe the rocky, this is a rock or something, and you are having different friction angles and the shear wave velocity and the Poisson's ratio, cohesion factor and all, also the shear modulus. So if you are having these values who will give you the geotechnical soil investigation person. Okay, so from there, if you are getting these values, you can do the soil structure interaction, whatever the columns and the shear walls resting on this, actually you will be giving this is basically the layered theory. What is layered theory means? The different values of the shear wave velocity will be attached to the foundation system, and you might be knowing that the soil or something, it is having very non-linear and non-predictable behavior, and it is very difficult actually for the consultants to add all the values only as a spring constant in the vertical direction, horizontal direction, rotations and all. It is impossible for any consultants to carry or to give these values. So that's why actually we use certain rules like 130 rules and all to make the structure more stable in each of the case. Even if it is more flexible, it should be okay. Even it is rigid, it is okay. So we are using certain in-house theories, principles and thumb rules actually. But with this feature actually, it will be more realistic, and it will help each and every structural consultant. I'm sure about it if they started using it. The only thing is the geotechnical consultant has to be empowered with giving this kind of values. All right, so this is one of the very awaited feature according to me, and I'm sure that it would help to many of the consultants as well. All right, a few other things I wanted to show you, that performance based design is actually generally carried out from here. One of the feature which I have recently came across is you can have the automated include automatic rigid zone area over the columns. So let's say for example, if this is the column that you are having. Okay, so this is the column and it is connected, there is a beam connected to it. So generally you model the from center to center, right? So this edge is generally, we call it as the rigid link. All right, so this kind of analysis would be done automatically by clicking this particular function. So this is also one of the very important thing. Okay, it was doing previously, but it was not given, it was not mentioned over here for the every particular element. So it is individual element, they have mentioned, and which is a very very important and a good feature according to me. All right, so I'm sure that you might, and certain things I just wanted to show you, which I felt it that I should be showing you, that the creep analysis, which I was mentioning, it would be designing certain things from here, detailing it here. And if you have gone to the creep analysis, let's say I would like to show you the creep analysis features. If you go to the creep analysis, the time dependent and all the parameters, it would be taken care of the results which are there in the design, the first iterative design, whatever they are claiming it will be imported back to the time dependent creep analysis parameters. So I'm sure that it is going to help to many consultants. All right, so I hope you liked this particular video. If you really liked it, please give a thumbs up. If you really loved it, please subscribe the channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.